I totally will do it.
I don't know.
Oh, Ruby knows we're on the air.
Hi! We're back.
What's up?
Episode 5. The first 3-host podcast all live since, I think, season 1, when it was Jason Smith and you and I did one drunkenly at my Christmas party.
Oh, you said season 1.
No, not season 1. Sorry.
I was
season,
like...
podcast season 1. Podcast
All right, we're bringing
season
Matt
1.
Rouse back for the podcast. A reunion show.
So we're going to talk about week 5, was it week 5? Week 6?
Yeah, week 5. This is
Week 5,
6.
that's right. We'll talk about week 5 matchups. We'll talk about 2 teams getting their first win of the year, 1 team getting its first loss of the year. So there will be no undefeated teams this season. That still is a record no one has touched.
Yeah, I think James
had one loss.
Yeah,
James,
one loss. That was the closest, and he did not make the final.
He
lost in the finals.
Right, so he had 2 losses on the year. He still has the best season.
Pretty sure I was bitching that entire year because his points against was like 80,
that was
85.
No one.
His team was good.
It's like if I had his schedule, I would have been like 10-3, but I was like 2-9 that year.
Right. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the FAAB budget and some big bids. One of us is out of money, so we'll talk about. You didn't know that, did you?
I saw the comments on it.
So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the week 6 predictions. So without further ado, let's get right into our week 5 matchups. I knew I was going to do that. Starting with,
what did you do?
My first win! Woo! About time! And
broke clock is right twice a day, right?
Shut up. Thank you so much, Jonathan Taylor. It was Jonathan Taylor versus Carson Wentz. Daryl actually had, I think, a very narrow, like 1 or 2 point lead going into the Monday night game. And Jonathan Taylor went out and had himself a day. I guess actually I might have had a little bit of a lead, but man, 30 points.
I thought you were up by like 1.5 or so.
Yeah, I think I was because I beat him by 11 and Taylor outscored Wentz by 8. But really, it was literally, and this is again, we talk about every week. It feels like the boom or bust thing, but like that was my team, and it was all my early round picks just went off, save for Allen Robinson, who I didn't play and didn't do anything again. But literally, Nick Chubb, Josh Allen, my first rounder. 36.5. Nick Chubb, 23.5, my second rounder. Jonathan Taylor, my third rounder, 30.4. Robert Woods, I think, was my fifth rounder, 21. And no one else did anything of note.
How's Allen been the last few weeks? I think he's gotten close to 40 the last few weeks in a row, right?
At the last couple weeks, Josh Allen has come on strong. I think he had a week 3 was his big performance. And then, let me just make sure. Yeah, so week 3, he put up 37. Last week, 20. Fine. But then another 36. I mean, I love it. I feel so much better because I was pissed at myself for not drafting Kyler Murray, and Josh Allen's coming through. All of a sudden, I'm not saying my team is, like, going to make the playoffs yet.
No.
It's 1 win.
You're averaging just over 100 a week.
But 137 is healthy, right? And
yeah, no.
That's what I'm averaging every week.
Okay, fuck off. We can't all score 176 on a given week. And here's the thing too.
I'm pretty sure according to ESPN's like playoff predictions.
I'm last.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you have like a 9% chance of making.
No, it's like 16.
I mean, my bad. Sorry, I shorted you.
I'm so glad we're recording this for when I make the playoffs and he doesn't.
Stop that?
No. Hell no. No, but like. Here's the absolutely. I'm 1-4. I mean, are you giving me like 5-1 odds? Like, then yeah, I'll take it. No,
5-1 might actually be close though.
That's what I'm saying. That's 16% chance. Anyway, so and here's the thing too, right? Like, I put up 137. Daniel Jones got knocked out of the game, right? Like, but for Daniel Jones getting a concussion, ostensibly, I could have actually had about 150, which is like even better. I would have had I could have had up to like the 3rd highest score this week.
But I mean, that can go both ways.
I was gonna say, like, you got Taylor like vastly overperforming. Woods,
I don't know,
definitely overperforming.
Like, again, I don't know
Allen
that Taylor's vastly. Like, Taylor's overperforming. I don't want to say
Taylor
it's vast.
overperformed. I mean,
yes.
No quarterback is averaging 36. That's drastically overperformed.
Josh Allen hit that several times last year. Like, I'm not saying he's gonna average it, but like, to say like that's not in his range is like
no.
Okay, what would you describe as drastically overperforming? How many points over their average?
I see drastically overperforming is not just over their average, but over their like a career high, right? Like that's
so that's not what I meant when I used the term. I'm talking about like, okay, you're saying like, okay, Daniel Jones like underperformed, right? If you go by the projection, he's 15 short. Taylor's more than 15 over his projections, so okay, that's all I'm trying.
We don't, but again, projections like I feel like the projections are always like somewhere in the range of like 12 to 20, depending on, or like 11 to 20, depending on the player. Like if you're living in projections, that's never going to be accurate. I'm talking about their actual statistical scores. Like, hey, let's guess what this player's going to have. That's a job.
It is. It's literally a job. People get paid a lot of money to do it. That's how people who do gambling for a living.
I wish I could get paid to like. I guess that T. Higgins is going to put up 11.3 points.
I mean, I'm not going to say they're the best. I think they're a decent estimate of what you would expect.
All right. Anyway,
sorry, I didn't want to like derail that one,
but so on the other side, Daryl, and again, we talk about Giants injuries that could have changed the course of the game. Saquon put up 1 because he got knocked out of the game. Yeah. And we'll get to how that affected the waiver wire later on, but it sucks for Daryl because this dropped him to 2 and 3. Where if Saquon stays in the game and stays healthy, I mean, well, again, Daniel Jones stays healthy, same argument, but whatever. I mean, he got great performances out of Jameis, Kamara.
I was going to bring it up later when we do the next week's games, but if you look at Daryl's team right now, it's kind of amazing. Like, he has people that are in his starting lineup, and, like, everyone on his bench is either hurt or on a bye this week.
Yeah.
It's like, this is his lineup. It did not matter what he did.
He texted me during the game, like, dude, I'm just cursed. Like, everyone's getting hurt. Like, you know, he's lost so many people to injuries. And and the thing is, his team is still performing. Like, CD, Emmanuel had decent days. Wentz had a decent day. And like I said, Jameis and Kamara did great. In fact, I think he got 10 points for a garbage time touchdown.
He had an okay day. Put up 127, but, you know.
But the problem is 127 now. Like here's the crazy part.
With the averages.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He was the 8th highest scorer this week.
Yeah. It was a high scoring week, but
it was a high score.
I literally looked at this the other day. I'm pretty sure the average is around 125.
Yeah.
For the year.
Yeah. So, hey, I'm just happy I got my first win. Moving on to Brad, who finally doesn't get some bad luck going his way. I mean, if he had played like you this week and lost, pretty sure he would have just murdered us all. Great day from Lamar.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that
just the second half. No, I'm pissed off right now. I bet that the Ravens would cover. They were -7, and they're just like fucking losing the entire goddamn game. And it's like then they get overtime. I'm like, of course.
Oh, they went by 6.
Of course they do. And they don't cover. Like I'm just on this like disgusting streak of every time I bet a favorite to cover, they outright lose. And it's like, but like I'm always doing it in parlays. So as soon as I bet, an underdog to win at the money line, I win those, but I'm losing my life.
No, like Lamar Jackson's having an insane year. I think I posted it on the page, but like he's outscoring. He has more yards than 18 teams. I think it is.
Yeah.
Like
he's still only, I think, the 3rd best fantasy quarterback right now, just because of how Kyler is doing, and I'm pretty sure number 2. I'm not sure who number 2 is.
Number 3.
Maybe Mahomes.
No, it's not Mahomes. Mahomes won't stop throwing interceptions.
Maybe Allen. I don't know who. I'm trying to think of who the QB2 is.
If only we had a way to find out.
Well,
let's find out. That looks like Devontae Adams.
Wait, what?
It's all quarterback pictures.
This thing is weird sometimes. Hold on.
And wide receiver names.
Christian McCaffrey.
I've had this issue before. I don't know why it does that sometimes. There we go. Filter stats, 2021 season, and fantasy points. Sort by that. Tom Brady.
Oh yeah, Tom Brady.
And Mahomes is too.
Mahomes is number 2.
See?
Wow.
See?
Wow.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, Kyler, I forgot, had a couple down weeks.
Six picks, but
yeah,
you get 16 TDs. And...
So anyway, back to where let's go back to our week 5 box score for old Bradley. But 163, I mean, like, and it wasn't, I mean, obviously it helps that Mahomes was a quarter of his scoring, but, like, he also got great performance out of Kareem Hunt, who is, like, apparently, like, just, like, he and Nick Chubb are just both, like, stud RB1s.
So I didn't see this. Is Kareem Hunt like vulturing TDs again this year?
Yeah,
Where he's getting all the points?
Kareem Hunt is getting rushing TDs, and it's insane.
No, like I got him real late last year.
What?
Yeah, no, he just
5 TDs.
No, when they get to the 2-yard line, they just give it to Kareem Hunt. They're like, "Fuck you, Nick Chubb,"
which is insane. Like you have Nick Chubb, he's a bowling ball of a person. But
I mean, we can all agree that Nick Chubb is the second best running back in Cleveland.
Shut up. So Kareem Hunt, DK, Jamar Chase all went off. Baker had a decent day.
Jamar Chase had been like every time I looked up, he was scoring again.
Yeah, I mean, but for the Browns D going -6 against the Chargers,
wait,
like
he put up 163 with a -6.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if his defense puts up a decent score, he might outscore you.
Oh yeah, no, like.
Meanwhile, Jason Smith had the worst performance of the week, the only sub 100 performance.
Yeah.
Bad day.
I just don't like his running backs. Outside of Cooper Kupp, I don't like his wide receivers.
I have 6 RB2s looking to trade, upgrade to RB1.
Yeah, like it's like, does he feel comfortable starting any of his running backs right now? Like, maybe Cordarrelle Patterson, who just refuses to ever start, even though he's like running back like 5 on the year.
Well, he also benefited from like a 30-point day, I think, last week.
Was he the one who posted
20? I mean, seriously, he's gone 21, 13, 32, 15. Like,
at a certain point, you got to start him.
He is running back 4.
That's insane.
And he's sitting on his bench.
That's insane.
Wait, so also I thought I saw someone post in the group something about Leonard Fournette. Did he say he swore?
Oh,
he
swore.
started
Yeah,
him?
he swore. He said he thought he put in Leonard Fournette for Chase Edmonds.
Shoot, if only that would have made a difference. Oh, wait, he still would have lost by 50.
Hold on, would he have outscored me?
I mean,
that's the current benchmark.
He would have gotten like 17.
I don't know.
Did
It
you
would
have like?
have been close. I don't remember what I had, like 113.
No, it would have been close, but he would not have outscored.
No, he still wouldn't have outscored you.
No, yeah, he still would have been the lowest scorer of the week.
Yes. So.
But he didn't know that when he said it. So
I get it.
Also, wild card's a thing.
Yeah.
Although Jason's 3-2, I think.
He is 3-2. So like all things
he's still in a
considered,
good spot.
like yeah, like this is this is why it's any given week, right? Because Brad was 1-3, Jason was 3-1, and you know, he got mollywopped. Now this was not a mollywopping. This was a nail biter. But
this was fucking insane.
James wins, and you actually, I think, were the one. I think you were the one to say this, or it might have been Alex.
No,
like that. Hollywood Brown's touchdown in overtime.
Oh, that was Alex.
Sorry. The Hollywood Brown's last second touchdown gives James the win.
No,
it shouldn't have though.
That's exactly the thing. It like I went to bed early that night, and I remember looking at it, saying like, okay, is there a chance that James gets close enough that the difference is him starting Dalvin Cook? And Madison scored what, 21?
Mm-hmm. Something like that, 19 or 21. It was around 20.
I remember literally saying
22.8.
Yeah, and he needed like 60 points, and I was like, he was like projected for 20. I'm like, okay, it's really unlikely that it even comes like within that margin. The fact that I woke up and he won,
it's
that was
nuts.
just fucking like
it's
insane.
Nuts. It is the kind of thing you fantasy owners dream about, unless you're window.
No, the first thing I did was look at your matchup. I was like, oh shit, Sean won. That was like the exciting matchup, and I literally didn't even check anything else. I couldn't imagine anything else changing. And then like I get a message from Window, and I was like, fuck, I lost. Or I forget if I saw that or Alex's message first. But
I think I saw Alex's message, but it's like,
and I'm just like, what the fuck?
And what's crazy is this matchup, the highest scoring player on each team, I'm pretty sure was the tight end. Like Mark Andrews put up, Mark Andrews put up 36. Kyle Pitts had his best day of the season, put up 22. Like, when do you ever see like the highest scorer on both teams being the tight end, which is typically the lowest scoring position by average, I would say. Couple that with the fact that it's not like if you're gonna see like that, you're thinking like, oh, it's Darren Waller playing like George Kittle or Travis Kelce or something like that, right? No, it's Kyle Pitts playing Mark Andrews. What the fuck?
Mark Andrews isn't terrible, and Kyle Pitts. That's the whole reason Window went with the homer pick. Like,
I get it.
It's supposed to be.
Also, the only reason Kyle Pitts outscored him, he put up 22. That's not
crazy.
Like that's good for a tight
end.
It's
not great for a tight end. No, good is an undersell.
Sure, it's great, but like, look at fucking like Mark Andrews playing 36. That's unreal.
That's fucking nuts.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You're ecstatic if you get 36 from your quarterback.
Yeah. Right. Josh Allen. We were just talking about
we were
that.
talking about how and he's getting 36 out of his tight end when he fucking needs it, like in the prime time, and also then his wide receiver on the same team puts up fucking 29.
I mean, that
was an insane game.
He was meant to get a win, and I will say, like, Dalvin.
I'm pretty sure we both. Oh, I know. I picked both to get wins. The first wins.
You both picked.
I picked both
the winless teams to get wins and McMillan to get the loss.
And I was right. I was right about. I was right that if Christian McCaffrey didn't play, I was going to lose, and I was right about that.
Yes, you were.
If Christian McCaffrey did
but
play...
he didn't make the difference.
Yes, he would have made the difference.
He could have put up 60.
50?
I don't give a shit. It's Christian McCaffrey.
Get the fuck out of here.
It is possible.
Get the fuck out
Christian
of here.
McCaffrey could have dropped 50. Are you telling me that it's unheard of?
Hey, I'll give you...
Who did you start in front of him, though?
I'll give you 1,000 to 1 odds that
who
Christian
put
McCaffrey doesn't put up 50 this season.
1,000
Wait, 1,000 to 1 on the season?
Done.
I'll take
that.
that.
I'll take $1 on that.
Never mind.
I'll take $1 on that. Yeah.
I think
Shoot, I'll throw $10 on it.
I thought you were gonna say like this next week, and I was like, even then it's close to.
I withdraw that, but I mean, like that was the point I'm making. Like, when has a player ever put up 50?
I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
Like once in a blue moon.
I think Tyreek Hill has one this year, right? Where he put up 50.
I said it happens. It's not super. Obviously, it's not super common. But if of any running back, it's not like I'd be like if Christian McCaffrey put up 50, I wouldn't be like, holy shit, that could have never happened. Like no, he catches the ball, he gets 30 touches a game.
Right.
Like it's possible.
But I also don't think like
no, I'm not thinking I would have won if Christian McCaffrey had played. I'm
right. I know.
But like no, like I said, if Christian McCaffrey doesn't play, I don't have a chance.
Let's take a minute and touch on the Carolina Panthers running back situation since as a segue for that. I'm pretty sure McCaffrey's coming back.
Yeah.
No.
And for window, like
wait. You talking about this weekend?
Like this week?
He didn't practice today. He's listed as doubtful now.
Wow.
Yeah, he literally they said he didn't come to practice today, so he's listed as doubtful on Sunday.
The word I've been hearing is that he's going to play, and either way, like this is probably if he doesn't, this is probably the last week that he doesn't. I would think. Yeah. So like, I think this is true, because if this is his last week of relevance, if that, like that might have been.
How relevant has he really been?
He's been like a flex play essentially. I mean, he scored 15 this past week.
He got you 8 and he got you 15.9.
9, 8, and 15.
And the 9 was the week that
McCaffrey went down.
So he wasn't
8 and 15.
He got 8.1. He got 15.
He had one bad week and one flex week. Like
40% of his budget on him.
Yeah, I mean,
let's not get into the budget yet.
Yeah, this goes back to why I didn't put a big amount in for him, because it's like, again, I'm going to get 2 weeks out of him, and that first week, am I starting him over Miles Sanders? Like, I don't think so.
It makes sense. I mean, it paid off. And now with Window, I mean, he's still got Mahomes. James Robinson has still been absolutely serviceable. But he really doesn't have... And Antonio Gibson had a good week this week. But, like, I guess he's starting Stephon Diggs, DJ Moore, and, Pittman maybe? Like, I don't know. Does he start 2 tight ends and start Knox and Pitts? Like...
He's also in trouble at QB. He started Zach Wilson this week. Does he have someone? Does he have a quarterback injured or something? Like
Tua. Who does come back this week.
But do you feel good about starting Tua?
No, not at all.
That's what I mean. Like I thought he was one of the people who drafted 2 QBs early. Did he? He didn't draft.
He drafted Trey Lance early.
He drafted Trey Lance and then dropped Trey Lance.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think that. Honestly, the craziest part is, like, if you look at both of these rosters, right? Now, James is 1-4, Window's 2-3? But, like, if you look at both these rosters, whose team would you rather have?
Dalvin Cook's going to be back this week, too.
Right. Dalvin Cook comes back. AJ Brown is hardcore.
But also, but even if he doesn't, like, Alexander Madison's one of the best backups in the league.
Absolutely.
So, like...
He just needs to start him.
And this is kind of...
22 points.
I feel like this should be a little bit of a wake-up call. Like, James, get your shit together. Like... Get some type of thing that gives you notification that your star running back isn't playing. Like, there's no excuse to have him sitting on your bench. Get your shit together.
Ooh. Just throwing all the shade today.
I am throwing the shade today.
Salty.
I mean, I don't know for sure if it is, but, like, if he's going to get it together, like, his best chance at 1-4 is probably the wild card, which means those points might come back to him.
Why don't we tell him not? Why don't we tell him?
22. Like,
so I guess
the difference between the wild card.
Take a mental note of that. If the wild card comes down to 22 points for James, that would suck. But
here's what I'm rooting for. The wild card comes down to 22 points for James. He doesn't get it. Jared gets a different matchup, and he would have won the championship if James had gotten those 22 points, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
That would be great.
that's
The alternate timeline.
He puts up like 150 a week in the playoffs in the Sacco cycle. But his opponents keep putting up like 180, and he gets the Sacco. This is like the best. This is the best. This is the best timeline.
It'd be amazing. He keeps getting the second most in the league.
So another nail biter here. The battle for Hagerstown. Birdshock victorious, giving McMillan his first loss of the year. It was a close one. Again, within 5 points. And like what's crazy about this matchup and this loss for McMillan is like he didn't have that bad of a week from everybody, but one player.
I can see two.
Yeah.
Thielen,
I'm assuming he's talking about his defense.
Oh, I thought he meant Thielen. But
defense
Derek Carr, you also
2 out of the defense isn't awful, right? Like it's what it is. Like it's not negative. Like it's Derek Carr is the like he's a Raiders fan. Derek Carr against Chicago.
Okay, so he had the Raiders defense did bad. Derek Carr did bad. Adam Thielen did bad. His team was fine. Except for those 3 players who put up like 5 points.
But I mean, like Adam Thielen had a bad week. But like, what would you say is more surprising? Like, if I gave you 2 pieces of information.
I like how all 3 of us were looking at a different part of his team when you
said.
Yeah,
I know, right? I guess it was maybe a hot take,
but also Carr.
If I told you 2 facts and said which of these is more surprising to you, that Adam Thielen scored 5 in 1 week, or that Derek Carr scored 7.24 in a week, like.
I feel like it's closer than
it's close. I'm not saying it's like
it's Derek Carr against Chicago or Adam Thielen versus Detroit.
Right. Adam Thielen versus Detroit should go off, right?
How has Thielen done this year? Can we pull up?
He was doing really good at the beginning of the year.
That's what I thought. Like, there's a reason he's number 1 and averaging like.
I mean, he's had back
25, 12, 13, 14, 6, and 5.
So he's cooling off a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you knew there was going to be touchdown regression. We'll get to that in a minute.
But overall, like Alex, I mean, like so we got
Matt Ryan instead
Tom Brady, Derrick Henry, both over 30. Derrick Henry looking like Derrick Henry. Darrell Henderson. Darrell. It's spelled like Darrell, but it's pronounced Darrell.
No, it's just Darrell.
I thought it was Darrell.
That was a line.
Yeah, I know. All right, John Gruden.
What do you mean, John Gruden? I'm not getting fired from the podcast for quoting Saturday Night Live. So Henderson had a decent day. Amari Cooper had an okay day. Kelsey, fine. Like the question is
none of those are like all those are just like that's what you expect him to do every week.
Yeah, I mean,
he had three people drastically underperform, and he still put up 137.
But he had 2 people like. Tom Brady's not going to throw 5 touchdowns every week.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like, and Derrick Henry rather. Derrick Henry doesn't get Jacksonville's terrible defense every week.
I'm less afraid of McMillan's team than I used to be. I think.
Yeah, I mean, his team's still good.
Terrified.
His team's still.
I'm not saying it's. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying
it's still really good.
Why didn't he start the Bills? I guess Kansas City scared him off, and then the Chicago. Okay, I get why.
Yeah, well, I mean, also.
Wait, if he started the Bills, he would give
16.
Yes.
Yeah, not even.
Yeah, no, if he won there, he would have won if he put Matt Ryan instead of Derek Carr.
Yep.
Again,
Chase Claypool.
That's why his team is still scary. Is like he had multiple things that he's.
Matt Ryan was against the Jets. Like that's actually a reasonable thing to put like
Matt Ryan over Derek Carr
if he's playing the Jets.
Yeah, but he's a homer.
Yeah.
So I mean, I will say like one of the things that I liked about my team early was like, oh, I made multiple mistakes. Like one of the things is like he was hitting everything early on. Like the thing that's scary about it is he put up 137 and he didn't get everything right.
Yeah.
Like that's why his team is still scary.
Yeah, that's true. Shout out to Jason. I don't know if this is Jason Smith or Jason McMillan who joined the chat, but shout out to Jason for joining the chat. So
wait, sorry, can I ask one more thing before we move on?
Well, yeah, we also haven't talked about Alex's team much.
When did McMillan draft Tom Brady? Because he's the #1 QB in fantasy, and I don't know if he even got him in like the first 2 rounds.
No, it wasn't the first 2 rounds.
It was still relatively 26th, 3rd round.
Okay.
It was not,
so it's actually higher than I thought. It's higher than I thought.
It was still 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
He was still going to be a top 10, 12 quarterback taken. And remember, what was it? 5 went in the first round?
Mm-hmm.
So he was like probably around the 10th quarterback taken, and now he's #1 by far.
Yep.
Like, not by far, but #1.
I don't know that it's sustainable, but then again, he has like
I don't think so.
Regression's a thing.
But the wide receiving weapons that he has is just insane. It's Jason Smith. Anyway, really quick for Alex, great performances out of his running backs. I said, I think in the the post draft podcast that I loved Zeke and Najee as his running back core. And I'm surprised he didn't start Josh Jacobs, but then again, when you have Justin Jefferson, Deebo Samuel, and Antonio Brown, I get the logic. I think he made the right call.
Really bounced back. Like, I was super happy early on that Zeke was doing really bad because I have Tony Pollard. But like the last 3 weeks or so, like Zeke's put up good numbers. Right?
Yep. The only concern for Alex is I think Russell Wilson's injury, right? Because I don't know
6
what
weeks.
He's out for a while.
Yeah, and
I think they said week 10.
And his quarterbacks are Stafford, Darnold, and whoever he picked up, right?
It's going to be Darnold. I mean, he's not going to drop. So I guess this kind of brings back I'm assuming.
I'm sure.
I'm assuming he's actually listed as out.
Yeah, I'm sure he's on his IR.
So
because I think he was on the
IR. Yeah. So but this is another one of those spots where it comes up again. Daryl was very adamant that he didn't think you should be able to put a quarterback in the IR spot. We never really touched on that after that whole.
No, but
I thought we finalized the IR doesn't count as your active roster.
Right. Well, here's the thing, right? In theory, every player is going to have access to 3 quarterbacks on their roster at any given time because no quarterback on the IR is going to be in theory, if he wanted to, Alex could leave Russell Wilson on his bench on his IR indefinitely and keep Geno Smith, right? Or have another quarterback. Like if he wanted to keep Russell Wilson on his IR forever, he could do it. No, actually,
no.
He couldn't do any ad drops.
Once they come back, I would be okay with overriding that and saying no, he's back this week.
Yeah, I mean,
take him off your IR.
But no, in theory,
if you ever want to
make an ad drop.
No, it's not just ad drops. You can't move players around.
Yeah, so
you can't put a player on your
that's not
bench.
going to happen.
Yeah,
so everyone's gonna have 3 active quarterbacks in the NFL at any given time.
Also, is he really gonna fucking leave him on his IR if he's starting and not starting?
No, I mean,
exactly.
The only person who's dickish enough to do that would probably be McMillan. You just need someone who has a lot of spite for the league to do that. Last up, I'm gonna sit back and let you two talk about your matchup because this is a rarity when we get 2 people on the pod who had a matchup, and I just want to sit here and watch.
I mean, not gonna be that crazy. We watched the games together.
Yeah.
It was close, and then he had 5 players score about 9 touchdowns in about a 15-minute stretch. No, it's the touchdown regression is gonna happen.
Ooh.
No, so everything went right for me, obviously, but also if you look at the rundown of the points, it's also not insane. Obviously there's some good luck when all of my players happen to slightly overperform, but it's is there anything on there that's insane?
Mike Williams 32 is pretty insane. He's the 4th best
26.
offensive. Mike Williams.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking Mike
32.
Evans.
Mike Williams with 32. He's the 4th best skilled player on that team.
So obviously that's overperforming.
He's also, I think he might be the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy right now.
Despite a 1.9 week. Wait, can you open it up and look at the week by week?
Sure.
Because I was looking at that earlier, and it's
the touchdown regression is coming from Mike Williams.
Obviously
he has 6.
30. Obviously,
he has 6 touchdowns in 5 weeks.
Yeah, obviously that's not sustainable. But they're looking for him. It seems like all their deep throws are they're looking to him.
Yeah, and sure, but it's no, he's the number 1 fantasy. He's boomed 80% of weeks.
Yeah, and the other week he put up 1.6.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying though.
But the fact that despite
despite 1.6, he's the number 1 fantasy wide receiver.
Well,
I would bet right now he finishes outside of the top 8.
I thought you were gonna say top 10.
I know. No, I could still because he has such a big lead right now. I think he could still finish 9 or 10. I would bet he finishes outside the top 8.
He has.
He's the third at best, the 3rd option on that team.
The one thing I will say is
running backs, right?
Yes.
So you're saying he's number 2 wide receiver.
Yeah, but I'm also saying that the Chargers have a really big, love of giving, Justin Herbert the ball near the goal line because he's 6'6", 225 pounds.
But just look at the
targets. He's about to say that's what I was going to talk about. He's averaging over 10 targets a game.
And that's going to get you into at least high end wide receiver 2, which I said, maybe he finishes outside top 8, but
he's averaging 20 right now. I would be very.
Where did I draft him? If you scroll down, where did I draft him?
12th,
111th overall.
He's drastically outperforming what he is.
Sure.
But I mean, it was just a great. a great day for Zach.
But look, like Darren Waller underperformed.
Also,
Darren Waller
Myles Gaskin had 26.
Because
Like,
they just threw him the ball. He only got 3 rushes.
I watched the game. Like, it was just a bunch of like dump offs from Jacoby
I
Brissett to
messaged
Myles
you.
Gaskin. He got 2 touchdowns.
Because of an injury, I'm starting him this week, unfortunately. But this was literally the first week. I'm like, what the fuck? This guy's trash. Why would I start him?
Yeah.
Mike Evans finally hit.
No, he's been hitting. Look at that.
No, but
he's been over 10 since the first week.
I mean, again,
but I'm saying though, but he gets 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
I'm saying he has 2 touchdowns in 4 weeks.
I'm not
2 touchdowns in 1
I'm
week.
not saying me putting up.
Touchdowns.
I'm not saying me putting up 173 is sustainable every week.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What I am saying is
kind of a hot
All
take.
I'm saying
this is not
touchdown
a super out of like the realm of possibility. And like, I mean, like I said, Joe Mixon, not anything special. Damian Wilson.
Joe Mixon's not a special player.
Well, Damian Williams is also
Damian Williams.
out.
I think, yeah,
Damian Williams is not a special player.
Sure, but he
Joe Mixon is kind of a
could
special
actually
player.
put up
Joe
a few
Mixon's not a special
touchdowns.
player.
I disagree with that.
Let me put it this way: he did not.
Jason makes a valid point. Well, I mean, it's actually
Okay,
that's
sure.
okay. No, it's no longer relevant in how you are using it as like trade pieces.
Yeah.
But like like the fact that you got
The number 1 wide receiver in fantasy in the 12th
12th round,
Yeah.
where then in theory you should have people who are 1st and 2nd round picks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
Like
did
that's
get
just
that.
complimenting it. That's kind of why like
Kamara was a waiver wire pickup his first year.
But like that. I mean, that would also be insane if you're someone who got Kamara off the waiver wire. Like,
yeah,
I feel like that would actually be like.
This is a great segue into
FAAB.
FAAB. Let's go to the offer report. So this was, I think, this might be the earliest.
I still haven't looked at the desktop. I saw all the winning bids, but I haven't seen any losing bids at all. But.
This might be the earliest that we've ever had a player. It is week going into week 6, and one of our players is out of money.
I'm pretty sure that has been beaten before
Has it?
by the same person. Because last year Window used his like entire budget like 3 weeks into the year. Because he was like, "Oh, I didn't understand how this worked. I thought I got this budget every week."
But he understands it now.
Oh no, this time he's on painkillers.
So, Window drops...
Why did he keep betting $491 on everyone?
Well,
Wait, on 2 different people?
3 different people.
Here's
2 people on the same team.
So wait, just for reference, I don't know if like anyone heard this or you heard that or whatever, but he claimed he thought that these
was a
bids were
different
in
league.
another league.
Right, that has FAAB. Which happens. Well, I mean, not to me, but it can happen.
I don't know about that.
But here's the thing. Here's what's crazy about this, right? So I threw a giant bid out this week. I think I maybe had like 500 some, 600 some dollars, and I threw like I think it was like 60 to 70% of my budget over after Kadarius Toney. I like, hey, this is the bullet I was worried, and this is the shitty part. Again, like I preach, like if this is the guy you believe in, if you see a performance and you think this is the guy that could be the steal of the waiver wire for the year, go get him.
Can you filter to like the bids this week? Because this is just all the ones who are bid, right? Like I just want to see the losing bids too, right?
These are the losing bids. This is everything.
So
this is all.
Oh,
the
then
bids.
where is your bid?
It's right there. It's 339.
So
I
really quick,
think it's
are you
by
telling?
60%.
Are you saying? Sorry, I kind of missed the first little beginning part. Are you saying that a wide receiver for the New York Giants after Daniel Jones is out with a concussion is the pickup of the century?
No,
is that what you were saying?
Not the century
Of the year.
Calm down.
Sorry. Just
calm down. Here's the. I'll get into my pick of Kadarius Toney in a minute. We'll get there, but. The reason what sucks is I bid that much money. I thought someone would go after him. Obviously, if Window had lost out on those 2 first bids, I wouldn't have gotten him. But I threw a giant chunk of my budget after Kadarius Toney because there are several factors that went into play. One,
you're bad at fantasy football.
Fuck off. One, my biggest area of need is wide receiver. I have Nick Chubb.
Second best running back on his team.
I have Jonathan Taylor and Nick Chubb.
Arguably the second best.
Okay.
Hey, we should
I'll
talk
wait.
about trading because I'm pretty deep at wide receiver, but I feel like that's not the point of the podcast.
The point I'm making.
Offline.
I throw out trade offers on the podcast all the time.
I threw a
is
trade
how
offer to James this week, and he I guess wasn't.
Is
that
this the reason
interested.
you won last year? Because you got to be on the podcast all year and get that advantage. And
Yeah, he gets to
throw out all the
feelers out
subliminal
there.
trade
Yeah.
offers.
Because of all those trades that I did. Every time I make a fucking trade, I lose the trade horribly.
So you should make more trades. So, there's several reasons that went to Kadarius Toney. One, I have had trouble at wide receiver. Robert Woods finally went off this week, but T. Higgins and I think I started Marvin Jones, the other one, like both underperformed. Like I haven't been able to get solid performance out of wide receivers. Kadarius Toney, like in his performance, I think he had a shitload of targets.
What has he done? I've never heard of him.
So this is the thing. The last 2 weeks, he's had 10 targets a week. Put up 10, a little bit, 11 last week, 24 this week in without any touchdowns, just 10 catches, 189 yards. And here's the thing about him: the benefit of Kadarius Toney is he looked like a stud. He was I think he was their first round draft pick this year for the Giants. He looked like a stud on the field. I love the routes he ran, but more importantly, all their fucking wide receivers are injured. Daniel Jones is going to come out of concussion protocol, even if it's not this week. He's going to come out of concussion protocol. He's going to be the one throwing the ball. I suspect Kadarius Toney is going to be the Sterling, I guess take over the Sterling Shepard role, right? Like the number one wide receiver in New York. They're going to utilize him, especially with Saquon.
Yeah, I was
now
gonna say,
out.
does that help with him out? Like fucking.
Who are they going to throw the ball to? It's going to be to this guy. So I do think, like, as much as I get it, like I get the ridicule for oh, it's a New York Giants wide receiver. Like, yes, I don't normally preach like getting guys on shitty offenses. Look at Jalen Waddle. He's getting a ton of targets. He's just not doing anything because it's a shitty fucking offense. But at the same time, this is the guy that I liked the routes he ran. I liked watching him play. I think, it's worth the bid.
Just really quick before we totally move on, Jason has another one out
They
there.
still are hurt, Jason. Like, I'm pretty sure if you look at the New York Giants wide receivers.
I think it's a little bit of a hot take to say that talent is irrelevant in fantasy production. That seems like... I don't think if someone has no talent, they will ever be completely relevant in fantasy.
They're not going to be in the NFL if they have no talent.
Yeah, I mean, that seemed like a weird thing to say, like, talent is irrelevant.
I just want to look at the New York Giants wide receivers for a second, just to look at their players. Kenny Golladay, doubtful. Sterling Shepard, questionable. Darius Slayton, questionable.
You missed Kadarius Toney, who's also questionable.
He's going to play.
But Sterling Shepard's not? I actually don't know what his injury was. I just saw the queue.
Yeah, here's Golladay.
No, like Galladay's listed as out.
Literally listed.
But I was saying is Sterling Shepard is also listed as questionable.
Galladay's listed as doubtful, but yeah, same difference.
Sterling Shepard, hamstring, limited at practice. I mean, and hamstrings are the kind of thing that can lag, like linger on even after week to week. I don't know what his injury is. Ankles. Yeah. Anyway, I like Kadarius Toney. We'll see what he does. And again, I've tied myself to him, right? Like when you put in the giant percentage of your budget on a player, you've tied yourself to them. This would have been a third of my budget even with $1,000.
You were talking about the percentage of your left budget.
Yeah.
So you bid like 33%
of what would have been my overall budget, right?
Yeah.
So, and here's the craziest part for me, right? Look at the bid I put in case I didn't get Kadarius Toney. I put in Darrell Williams as my next bid.
For 308.
Right, in case I didn't get Kadarius Toney. You know what the crazy part is? No one.
Jason doesn't believe you.
Like, okay, Jason, we get it. Maybe put up more than 100 points and maybe we'll talk. So, Darrell Williams. Not one person put a bid on him. CEH is out, I think the next 3 weeks? No one put a bid on him. And I'm like, okay, I'll take this free running back for 3 weeks. Like,
so you got him off free agent after
free agency.
308?
Oh,
that's amazing.
What has CEH done this year?
Yeah.
Okay. They throw the ball.
Yeah, Damian Williams might be a better running back than CEH.
That's a hot take.
Okay.
Andy Reid's starting the wrong guy, probably.
Just saying.
I'm just saying you're probably wrong.
Okay.
I know that your football knowledge is better than that of Andy Reid.
I know that there is no I don't think it baffles me that the entire league, not one person wanted
to start the backup on a team where they're not running the ball.
Darrell Williams. That blows my mind.
I actually don't know. Can you let
I hope.
No, I actually don't know. What has CEH done? I'm actually I don't think he's been having a great year, but I actually don't know for sure.
I don't know exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's been mediocre.
This is free agents.
I think he had like one.
You gotta go to all.
I know. I'm working on it. I'm getting there. He's running back.
Oh,
28.
hey, Jason, you tried to put in Fournette and it should have scored 120. Way to go, bud.
It wouldn't have been 120. You would have added 17 points. You put up like 94. You would have had like 150.
And how hard is it? How hard is it to actually don't say I.
It would have been like 110 because he had like 93, right?
I think
it was like so. Yeah, it would have been like 110. Anyways, but no,
so
like
CH is averaging 9.7.
This is my problem. Is that you're getting the backup to a guy who is running back 28. Like that's why no one put in a huge bid for him. It's not so crazy. Like who are you starting him over? Like I feel like most people have running backs.
Well, so no.
It's like the same thing with Chuba Hubbard. The same thing with Chuba Hubbard.
He's a flex play.
No, so Sean,
if you are running back 28, you are a flex play.
But you also want a wide receiver there. You want a wide receiver.
And when you're talking about half
point, if your team is weak at wide receiver,
then you trade for a wide receiver.
Okay.
Hold on. No, really quick though. 25 is actually flex play for both because it's 25 and 25.
I understand what you're saying,
but
outside,
so he's outside of flex play right now, and it's the backup.
You understand like that. Believe it or not, and this is a crazy hot take. Mm-hmm. Not every team gets one of the players who are in RB1, RB2, or flex tiers, right? Like, in theory, not all 25 players.
Maybe you're the only one who doesn't have it right now, then.
No, wait. So let me put it this way. I actually
think
it was
every team has one player in the RB1 tier, one player in the RB2 tier, one player in the...
that's what we like to call a straw man. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, even if you don't have that, it's like my situation right now exactly with Miles Sanders. Like, is he there right now? No, but am I starting Chuba Hubbard over Miles Sanders? I don't think I am. Am I starting Darrell Williams over Miles Sanders right now? I don't know that.
But am I starting Darrell Williams? Hold on. Am I starting Darrell Williams over Marvin Jones? Yes.
Okay, you might be doing that, but I'm saying
so what I'm saying I'm surprised that no one in the league put $1 on during bye weeks, when the bye weeks coming up, on a flex adjacent running back.
I'm going to agree with you there. I was trying to interrupt you to agree with you somewhat. I think your 300 plus bid was fucking insane and way too high. But I've been looking back. I'm
like, get one of those.
Looking back, I'm kind of wishing I'd put in like 10. 1% of my budget, because I'm like I'm kind of struggling at running back. I have a lot of injuries at running back.
That's what I was surprised by.
I would want to have
no one bid like 300. It's that no one bid $1.
I mean,
and I agree with that.
The main thing I was saying,
I kind of dropped the ball. I wasn't paying too much attention.
I'm just saying it doesn't drastically surprise me that nobody put a bid in for the backup to an RB3.
Okay,
that's all I was saying.
Who the backup for an RB3 who is injured for 3 weeks? Like he's starting
backup to an RB3.
Okay,
yeah.
Like he's on the IR. He's out for at least 3 weeks.
Mind.
Okay.
I mean, it happened. It can't be that crazy.
What is it? If I was aware of, I literally remember seeing like CH was injured and I was going to look at who his backup was.
Jason's saying like, I'm starting both those guys over Miles Sanders. Like, yes, now after week 5, yes. At week 3, I don't know that I was starting Chuba Hubbard over Miles Sanders. Like, no, give me another 3 weeks of Miles Sanders not producing. Yes, now you do. But I'm also not starting him this week either. I'm not starting Miles Sanders.
Not a lot more to discuss in the waiver wire. The only other thing really is Zach Ertz and Hunter Henry, but Alex spent over $100 on 2 different tight ends.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Who's his starting tight end before that?
I don't know.
Jared Cook. That? He dropped Jared Cook, so I'm assuming Jared Cook.
Yeah, but so he must have dropped someone else during the week.
Yeah. Or an IR.
Yeah. So that's it for the waiver or the injury report. Let's go to our predictions. Alrighty.
Also, wait, before we get into this is the first team that you'll only play once a year, right? Now that we have 14 games. Or did I do the math right, or was it the... I think we play everyone we played so far once again. And this is the first...
Do we?
I think this is the first round of, like... I think there's 9 games left. We played 5, and there's 9 left, right?
The math checks out, I think.
I'm pretty sure everyone we've played so far again, we're going to have to play again. Like, I'm going to have to end the season playing Jerry.
So on the season playing... Who did I play this week? Daryl. Okay.
It's the only person you can get a win against. You can't remember?
You were just throwing a ton of shade on this podcast. I can't wait to predict you're going to lose.
No, go ahead and make that prediction.
Okay. You're playing Alex. I'll back my boy up.
To win by 10.
Oh, Guys, all right, shut it down. He's projected to win by 10. We can't do it. We got to just give him the win, right? Like,
I'm saying I would say I'm a favorite to win right now.
Anyway, I'm playing
Crazy
Brad.
hot take. I'm a favorite right now, guys.
I'm playing Brad.
Get freezing cold takes, the Twitter account ready.
All right, so this matchup here.
Hey, you're projected to win. I'd say you're a favorite.
So, a lot of questionables out there on big name players on both sides. I mean, I'm mainly on his side, but I've also got Nick Chubb as questionable. I think Nick Chubb will play though. I don't know about I don't know what injuries he's got going on with his running backs. I suspect everyone's playing.
I always assume questionable means
let's
playing.
assume that for the sake of argument that everyone's playing. Here's the other thing too about
They don't list
here's
anything
really
anymore.
quick.
Like, they don't list probables anymore.
Here's the other cherry on top, by the way, of the Darrell Williams Sunday of me picking him up in free agency. You know who has CEH?
Yeah, Darryl.
Brad,
Or Brad, sorry.
who I'm playing this week.
Yeah.
Who's he starting at running back?
Aaron Jones,
But again,
Kareem Hunt.
I don't think he's ever starting.
No, I mean, well, he has enough of a good 5-man core there in running back and wide receiver that he doesn't have to worry about it, right?
Maybe he should have threw in a $5 bid if he really wanted to, but
Can't hurt to have him on your bench to not have your opponent starting him right now. I mean, I'm not sure that I will or won't.
Who else
but
would you start? Who's your next best running back?
well, it'd be wide. He's my flex. I would move Chubb to the running back too. I'd
so
put him at the flex. I could start a wide receiver. I would if I had to do it, I'd probably do Robert Woods. I guess T. Higgins and either Marvin Jones or maybe Kadarius Toney. Honestly,
is Allen Robinson not playing?
He is. He's just been terrible. Have you looked at Allen Robinson's stats?
Oh God, he hasn't broken 10 yet.
I mean, I will say the first.
He's my 4th round, 36 overall pick, and he's been awful.
I would say I wasn't super high on him going into the year. I thought he would be getting better with Justin Fields.
Yeah, me too.
So wait, I'm just saying though, you just bid 30% of the overall budget on someone you're not starting.
Well, I'm not.
And you're starting a running back.
Again,
flex.
I'm not sure that
Okay.
I am considering. I don't have to make the decision until Sunday morning. I think.
Oh, do you have anyone going super early?
I have 2 guys going at 9:30. Actually, 3 guys going at 9:30. But I don't really have to make. I'm not on the gun to make the decision on Thursday night because it's Bucks. Who plays tonight? Bucks, Eagles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, that game should be starting now.
Yeah.
Because I got Jalen Hurts.
So we need to get these predictions in before the game starts.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna see how people are doing.
I don't want to predict myself.
I'll do it for you. I'm just kidding. Let me actually take a look at it.
I gotta be honest. I'm gonna predict Brad.
Pittsburgh, Detroit,
I hate it.
Chicago.
I hate predicting myself to lose, but I just like his roster more. I think
I like his roster more, but I do like your matchups. I'm going with Sean to win this week.
Awesome. Thanks,
What?
Joe Burrow gets Detroit. Josh Allen. I don't think Tennessee's defense has been nearly as good as they were last year. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of against the Giants, against Detroit, against Jacksonville.
Right.
Up and down his roster,
Here's the reason why I picked Brad. It's I think a lot's gonna come down to the Cleveland Browns offense and what they're doing against Arizona.
They're favorites.
Well, here's the thing. So, do you think the game just started?
Chris Godwin goes active. Watch Chris Godwin get a touchdown. I'm the first
76 yards. No, but do you the Cardinals are obviously going to be throwing the ball. I think that game might. Again, the Browns run the ball. I'm not that worried. But if the Browns do trail in that game, they're going to be playing from behind. They're going to be throwing the ball maybe more than they normally would. And Kareem Hunt is a stud.
Like I said, they actually are the favorites this week. I think they're -3. That's why I bet on Arizona.
Who do you got
to win at the money line?
Are you going to make predictions?
Sure. There's been only 5, so if I
Only
get all 5 of them right, I'll be undefeated and I'll be.
Actually, I don't think we should let the guests make predictions. We didn't let James do it.
Oh, did you?
We didn't?
No, he left early. I'm not. I'm gonna say we didn't let him.
All right. Well, my unofficial prediction would be Brad. It's. I feel like your matchups are good, but outside of Josh Allen, I don't see a single position where your player bad is.
Yeah.
Literally outside of Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Although if Josh Allen puts 40 again, you're probably gonna win.
Yeah.
Like that's.
I mean, who knows?
I don't know. I think I like Jonathan Taylor against Houston more than I like Aaron Jones against Chicago. Jonathan Taylor did just
Houston.
He just have a 30
his matchups are
Houston,
way better.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying Jonathan Taylor and Aaron Jones aren't so far apart that a drastically better matchup wouldn't change my mind.
Here's an interesting one. So Daryl just gave me my first win of the year, and now we have a chance where James could get his second win of the year against Daryl to send him to 2. They'd both be 2-4 if James wins.
So earlier I mentioned how Daryl's team, if you go to his bench, how everybody's either on a bye, Kamara on a bye, Barkley's not playing, Ridley bye, Kittle bye, Ayuk bye, Winston bye, Saintsy bye, Jerry Judy's on the IR. This is his.
Wow.
This is his roster.
What if Damian Harris doesn't play?
Not just is that. Not only is that. I'm saying that, but not only is this for sure his roster. Look what he is projected. I thought he had left somebody in who wasn't playing this week. No, he has projected this, and it's just like.
Wait, do the projections say anything about anyone having getting 0?
Is Bridgewater playing?
No. I'm pretty sure he's playing.
Can you go to the projections?
He's projected 7. He's projected 16.4.
Wait, can you go to the projection view, friend? I know.
Just go to opposing team.
Okay. Yeah,
all of the players on his team right now. Oh no, now Damian Harris is projected 0. But still, let's say he's
what he needs to do. Yeah, he needs to move Kittle to the IR and add another guy to his bench for right now. Right?
No. He has to pick someone up to play.
Right.
No one on his roster is playing.
Yeah. So Damian Harris, but again, what is he going to get out of the waiver wire? 9 points. He's still projected 95 this week.
Yeah.
95
the average has been 125.
If any of you guys want to pick Daryl's team to win this week, you go right ahead. But I'm picking James.
Obviously.
I mean, here's the thing, right? I don't think when you look at the players on his team, they're not awful, right? Like Carson Wentz and Nyheim Hines can get you 20 and 10 to 15 respectively. They have done it this year.
He's picking Hines and you're starting Taylor as you're he's gonna get me the win.
Nyheim Hines, let me see here.
Are they really splitting to that extent that you're super happy about Taylor, but then look at that.
Okay, so he's had the last 2 weeks they barely used him, but they've also this week against Miami. Before that week, there were trade rumors about Marlon Mack being traded. And I think Frank Reich is trying to play motherfucking Chris Godwin.
16 yards for Chris Godwin.
I think
love it.
that they're trying to placate Marlon Mack. I think Hines has kind of been out of the rotation, but the first 3 weeks of the season, he put up the 10 to 15 range, whatever. CD and Tim Patrick again can get you that 10 range.
Outside of CD Lamb though, do you like his team better than anyone else?
As a Broncos fan,
no, but I mean that's the thing is
4 players
when you compare it to James's roster right now. James is 1-4.
James' roster ain't great, by the way.
No, with Chris Carson out.
So one of the things we were saying Daryl got unlucky. He's 2-3. His team he's one of the people who's benefited from having actually good matchups. He should pretty sure he was 7th or 8th.
But he's had a lot of injuries.
No, he has. I'm not saying it's entirely his fault. It's just his team ain't great. He's actually kind of benefited from a lighter schedule.
Right.
He's kind of lucky to be 2-3.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets a win against James this week.
Yeah.
Definitely taking James.
I will take James as well. So we go to
this time Jason was able to get Leonard Fournette into the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Attaboy, Jason. Way to figure out how to press a button on your phone. I'm proud of you, man.
I think McMillan falls to 4-2 here.
Ooh, do tell.
I mean, Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry, but I think they're going to be down in this game against Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think. I mean, I know Derrick Henry had that 1 week where he had 6 catches. It's okay, well, if Derrick Henry's getting you 6 catches a week, just give McMillan the trophy. That's just not fair. But he's starting Chase Claypool. I don't love it.
He put up 20 this past week.
He did. He's a bit of a boomer bust, but I'm starting Ben Roethlisberger kind of out of desperation this week, and I don't feel good about it.
I also do think that their offense will get a couple extra touches because Geno Smith's going to be a quarterback. I don't hate it as much as I would if Russell Wilson were in. But then again, actually, I guess you can make the argument to the contrary. If they get up to a big lead,
get up early,
and then they're going to run Najee Harris to the ground.
Catch for Chris Godwin.
Stop it!
Fuck! Stop hitting me. But I think I'm actually going Jason this week. I mean, he's projected. Obviously, I know you hate. I know you hate when we talk about projections, but he's projected for 140. I know McMillan's is also there, but I think McMillan falls to 4-2. I think this is just the streak. He has 4 wins. He got big headed, and it's just going to be all losses from here on out.
Yeah, 4 and
10.
10.
I think
I'm gonna take Jason too.
I think a lot really does depend on. I think this will come down to whether or not Kyler and Cooper Kupp get back into the swing of things, right? Because Kyler, I'm pretty sure, has had a couple bad weeks. Not bad, but he started off 33 and 33, but then 18, 22, 13. You expect more out of Kyler Murray when he puts up 33 the first 2 weeks of the season. Same thing for Cooper Kupp, right?
He hit it really
20, 32, 26, and then the last 2 weeks 9 and 13. Again, not terrible, but you get it.
They've all been going to Mike Williams.
You get to expect these big performances, and then
Sorry,
so
mixing up LA teams.
I think a lot's gonna come down to those two, and the matchups are one is good in the Giants, one Cleveland. Their defense isn't that bad.
Jason says he's taking Jason.
Nice. Also, apparently Windows also watching.
Shout out to Window for joining the pod. Really, the thing that the thing that bothers me the most is Ruby.
Dude.
You're squeaking it.
Let
so
her in.
loud.
Just throw that out. Let her in, but throw that out. Anyway.
No, we've gone too far. We're 2 minutes left in the pod. Let's get through this. Let's go watch the fucking game.
Close.
What worries me?
Tom Brady has a
Yes,
touchdown
Window,
pass.
you missed your Fab roast.
So go ahead. Now that Tom Brady already has a
Even
touchdown
with Tom
pass,
Brady throwing a touchdown
go
pass.
ahead and take Jason.
Even with Tom Brady throwing a touchdown pass, here's the matchup that I think wins it for Jason Smith. Right here is the flex. I'm not a big James Conner fan.
I'm not either.
And I don't think Arizona runs the ball. And who else does he
PPR,
start?
it's tough to actually pick a team.
He has no one else on his bench.
Flex.
Tyler Boyd, I guess, the only pick because he's not going to start Hunter Renfrow there. Adam Thielen's questionable. I can't imagine if I guess you start Thielen instead, but if he.
That's true. He could put.
I'll say this.
Spot. That would change a little bit.
If Jason McMillan starts Thielen, I will pick Jason McMillan. If he starts anyone else, I will pick Jason Smith. Since you did that last week, I'm going to do that this week.
That's different. That's about whether or not an injured player is going to play.
He's questionable.
Arguably the best.
He's questionable.
Arguably the best player.
Adam
in fantasy.
Thielen is so good in fantasy. You named your team after him for a year and a half.
I had him on my team.
And then you left that team name for 5 weeks this year.
Yeah, well, because I should have had Adam Thielen.
See, exactly.
He's a good player. He's not the best player in fantasy.
Moving on to Window and Zach. I mean, are you going to predict yourself?
I mean, obviously.
You don't have to.
People are such dicks.
Wait, you mean to predict myself to win or predict my matchup?
Predict yourself to win.
Oh, I mean that too, obviously.
You're such an asshole.
I mean, the thing is I'm gonna win. You can go ahead and do your projection first, but
I mean, here's we just talked about Window and his quarterback issues. He's starting Geno Smith against Pittsburgh. Do you have a bad taste in your mouth there?
Jesus Christ.
He's starting Devontae Booker, who he spent the remainder of his budget on.
In his flex. He's starting a running back that he blew out the bank for in his flex.
Yeah, it's tough.
Is his bench that bad?
He also can't start Pitts because he's on a bye.
Yeah.
So he's starting Knox.
Honestly, he has.
Yeah, I wanted to pick Window. Sorry, Window, you lose. Go on, Zach. Do it. Make a bold prediction for once in your life, Sean.
I'm predicting Window. I think
Explain yourself.
Patrick Mahomes against Washington. Patrick Mahomes is due for a rebound.
Washington hasn't been a terrible defense, though, right?
James Robinson.
Not been as good as last year.
James Robinson has Miami, who I thought was an excellent run defense. Apparently, is just absolute fucking garbage.
But I'm finally starting Myles Gaskin. I literally benched him last week because he's fucking garbage. He's playing Jacksonville.
The Bills get Tennessee, and Stephon Diggs and Dawson Knox have been Josh Allen's favorite targets.
Knox has gotten
way
more than he should.
So overall, Pittsburgh's a middle of the road fantasy defense for quarterbacks. I don't think that Window is that far off. And meanwhile, Zach's starting Myles Gaskin. And I'm sorry,
as a
I get it's against the Jags, but Miami's offense fucking sucks. I'm a Dolphins fan.
Jacksonville's defense is really bad.
I
Also,
agree.
the real reason I'm starting him also is that Damian Williams got it.
But their secondary is really bad. I don't think their run defense is the biggest problem. I think their pass defense is the biggest problem.
It's bad.
Their entire defense is awful.
Let's look at the. I just want to look at what the matchup is.
Oh, just oh no, he got the defense. Never mind. I was like, wow, he just like.
Jason, does Zach even watch football? Washington's one of the first defense. Jason is throwing a lot of shade for someone who's not on the pod. So
wait,
Miles Gaskin. Okay, 28. So they are bad. They are bad.
They're fucking terrible.
I think they're also a bad.
Can we also look at Washington's defense?
Jacksonville's defense
is just garbage.
They're just really bad. Everyone was like, "Oh, they got Trevor Lawrence. They could win the division." Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Sean, can we actually look at what Washington's defense is now, the same way you just looked at what Jacksonville's defense was? Because like I know they're not like fucking like top 10, but like I thought their defense was actually like
who's
playing Washington's defense? Oh, it was Window. Sorry.
Yeah, it's I clean JK.
31st.
22nd.
Like he's got some good Window.
22nd for running back. 22nd.
No, I'm talking about
Washington defense. It's actually 31st.
Washington defense against Patrick Mahomes against Washington defense. 31st. He gets the second best matchup he could play. Plus James Robinson, second best matchup he could play against Miami. Shitty run defense, like I said. Stephon Diggs against Tennessee.
Miami's run defense is even
best
worse
matchup
than
he could play.
Jacksonville's run defense.
Yes, like Window's got some great matchups, so I'm going Window. You told me to defend my take. There I go.
No, it's like that's all fair. Like I said, obviously matchups aren't on my side.
Thanks, man. I appreciate when someone thinks my take is fair.
I'm also not gonna say.
Can we have him around more?
I'm also not gonna say I'm like super confident to win. I'm still gonna take myself.
Okay. Yeah. Alex and Jerry.
Wait, what did? Oh, you took me, right? Yeah. Okay.
Whoa, that was a last minute addition. He put Devontae Smith in.
Wow.
Did he
Whoa.
Wait, over who?
I don't know. I know it. The last time I looked, he did not have Devontae Smith in, but
I mean, who else do you start then again? Because like, look at the rest of his lineup. Like, I guess Henry Ruggs.
Maybe Robbie Anderson. I don't know.
He could have started Hunter Henry if it's the flex, but I
don't think he's doing that. He also picked up Zach Ertz today yesterday to get that. I mean, again, it's the second best tight end on that team.
Yeah, got your back window by the way.
He's been getting some targets, but
that's a bold fucking prediction. Although again, the Bucks are gonna throw like the Bucks are gonna get up to a lead. You think in this game? Philly's going to throw the ball.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
I don't.
But again, I also think that's going to work a little bit to his detriment. Like,
I got to pick Jerry.
It's another one of those things. Every week, you don't know which Buccaneer is going to be the one that gets the targets.
I got to pick Jerry.
OJ Howard just scored a touchdown.
I've also got Jerry, like especially if McCaffrey starts. Like,
here's the thing, like
you're not like
honestly, like as bad as Alex's quarterback situation is, we talked about it, like how he was like in quarterback hell with Darnold and Stafford. I'm
gonna buy this week too.
Like
Trey Lance is on a buy.
Trey Lance on a
buy.
Why,
like I'm having to start Ben Roethlisberger.
I'm
not happy.
And Taylor Heineke against the Chiefs. Like again, they're gonna throw the ball, but
no, like the Chiefs' defense has been terrible.
Has it been bad?
Oh, it's been bad.
Let me see. I just want to see your lineup real quick.
Like that's the problem with their team right now. That's why they're 2-3. Is their defense cannot stop anybody.
Yeah, worst pass defense in the league. Okay, I was picking you anyway. I was picking you anyway, but I'm definitely picking you now.
He's been doing
so according to the chat on YouTube, apparently the other tight end on Philly is out on the COVID list. So Ertz is actually the number 1 tight end in Philly this week.
Oh, Goddard's out.
Oh yeah. Goddard.
Who? He didn't drop Robbie Anderson yet. He was so high on the draft. On who is he talking about?
I think Robbie Anderson is on Alex's roster.
Oh.
He was so high on the draft Alex was so high on the draft on Robbie Anderson, and now he's like he's been honestly worse than Allen Robinson.
Yeah, no,
he's been awful.
Great.
So I will say though, I think Jerry's gonna win this week. Sorry, Alex. I think you both are gonna be 4-2 afterwards. I do. It's not just the matchups. I just like your aside from quarterback, I like everyone on your roster better than his, and it's close. Like, I like Zeke and Najee and AB and Justin Jefferson,
but McCaffrey and Eckler are pretty good.
McCaffrey, Eckler, Nuke, Lockett, Allen. I just like those guys.
Yeah.
Not to mention
Tom Brady threw to Howard.
What's interesting
OJ
is
Howard.
Both defenses are also.
Is that another touchdown for OJ Howard?
Is that
Oh.
two? Oh no, it's the first.
Okay,
one.
it's still the first
Oh,
one.
it's just
I saw that.
Sorry, I thought it was just happening.
Okay, no, I saw that. I saw that a while ago. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
No, that's the latest
Gotcha.
touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
So yep, that's it. Wait, did you? I mean, you predict yourself, obviously.
I took him, yeah.
Yeah, so we all picked Jerry.
Of course, I did.
I fucking hate
Suck
you
a
so
dick,
much.
Alex.
That's it for the week 5. Week
Really
6
quick before
pod.
you get off,
Episode 5.
did you receive any response to the text messages we were exchanging?
Yes. So it is.
No,
Well, no. I'm sorry. No, I have not. But it is.
Never mind, guys.
It
See
is.
you
Well,
next
no.
week.
Shut the
See
fuck
you
up.
next week.
It is. We are very close to confirming that we will be doing a league event in New York on November 21st. So we're giving everybody more than a month's notice. It's November 21st. It's not during the Thanksgiving holiday.
It's the weekend
before.
So, like, rough idea, I'd assume go up Saturday, be there for the game Sunday, come back first thing Monday morning. I was looking at flights today, like $100 for round trip if you're booking relatively soon.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if if there's only like 4 people going, 3 people going, it might make more sense to drive. But depending upon the amount of people,
we'll figure out whether to fly or drive. We drove before.
We drove before,
and I don't.
And we drove back on a Sunday. I would much rather drive back the next day so we can actually stay through the Sunday night game. And everything.
I don't mind driving.
I mean, obviously, we'll work out the logistics.
I don't mind driving. I also
drink,
mind
exactly,
flying.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out. But block, please. The reason I'm beginning on the pod now is block off your calendars if you can for November 21st.
Yep. You should post something in the Facebook group.
I will put. Well, that's why I was waiting for him to confirm, and then I was going to put it out. So.
We wanted to throw it out there.
Yeah.
And if you like it, send it. You can take it, and if not, send it right back. Anchorman. All right. I'm gonna throw some out there. If you like it, you can take it. If not, send it right back. Was it funnier the second time?
I want to be on you.
Wait.
I want to be on you.
Have a great week, guys. Good luck in your matchups. See ya.
Are we up there?
No, we are not on the air.
Because the mic is still on. We always leave the
Nice.
mic on so we can talk through it. Okay. Because what's the point of me writing that song if